just like you. Body just like you. A bit, a bit. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Josh channel, and we are playing some Out of Oregon today. Just because we're having a lot of fun with this. I actually ended up playing this for a couple hours after the stream, and we'll show you what kind of mess I got into. How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Model Hossman, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. So we didn't get anywhere, as you can see, and we actually I have to do something. Inventory, there it is. I have my loader in my inventory, so I'm gonna spawn it on the ground for just for the time being. I don't actually need it, but okay. So we didn't actually change this. I was like digging here a little bit. I'm like, you know what? You guys should see me build this pit. That'd be fun to see if everyone got to see it. But you know what? This loader is not good enough, so we need to make some money. So I decided I went back to the mine. I went back to this little pit mine, and intentionally, I did it on purpose. And I decided, because I remember at this mine here, there was a significant amount of iron, right? And we'll get our flashlight back out because we need it. There's a significant amount of iron here. You see this iron here, and so I started like hand mining, like pickaxe mining, like doot, you know, getting, you know, one hit per second, and I literally I had to change the key binding. I had to change the key binding. Actually, my face, I just realized my face is over the bar. Let's move that. Okay, so I ended up hand mining a lot of this cavern. I hand mined like the iron on the floor, and then I started doing the wall, and I'm like, ooh, copper. And then I followed the copper up here, and I followed the copper, and I followed the copper, and I'm like, ooh, blasted rock. And then I followed the blasted rock and the copper all the way to the top of the ramp, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of copper. So I put down a smelter, right? And then I started following this strain of copper, and I dug this all out by hand because, you know, well, that's kind of what you do. And and I actually did a quest. So we have these like quest things we can do here. Where are they here? And they have a bunch of these, and they kind of like they reset and stuff like that. But once you do them all, but there was one for copper, and we did the one for copper. We could do the one for iron ore here because there's a high demand of iron ore. We could do that later. But anyways, so I made a little bit of money, and I was enough to be able to get some lights in here. So I got this, and if we turn this on, and then we turn the lights on, toggle the lights. I don't know why I have to toggle them every time. It's kind of annoying. But as you can see, and then I started using a loader to dig out this area, and all I'm doing is collecting it in a hopper. I'm not doing anything with it other than collecting it in the hopper and then walking up to the smelter and smelting it. But I started digging this out just for something to do, to make a little bit of money. But as you can see, we're level 28 now, right? Level 28 is an important part, because the reason I did all of this was just to get levels. I don't necessarily care about the money. I just care about the levels. Obviously we made some money because we're smelting stuff and yada yada yada, but the big reason I wanted to do this is have a place that I can go that doesn't interrupt our kind of playthrough that we're doing together. So I can kind of, jump back and forth. Anyways, that was what I did, and I did that overnight. So I gained a bunch of levels. We now have access to more vehicles, and if we come here, I wanted to teleport, and this is why I left this here. Is we go to vehicles, we go return to inventory, and then we're going to go in here and sell this. We're going to sell the iron ore we collected, sell the dirt, iron ore, a little bit of copper ore, a lead beacon, and a bunch of iron ingots, which is going to give us enough to go buy a new vehicle. And that was like the whole goal. Because I was so tired of loading with, like, doing the loader with, like, the really inexpensive, like, these kind of cheapo loaders. But as you see, we also unlocked the tunnel loader. Now, the tunnel loader is interesting because it's really short and it works well in those tunnels. I don't know if I'm actually going to get it because it's super expensive. Maybe we'll try it later. But for now, we're just going to get the biggest one we have access to. This one isn't to level 38, which is going to be a while. We're level 28 now. And this one's 45. So these are the two big guns, and this is like the biggest of the small ones. So we're going to use that. And as our loader, which should just speed up the digging a little bit. And that was the whole idea, is that I want to speed up my digging because I need a bigger bucket, right? See, look at this. This thing looks awesome, right? Enter inventory. The only downside is we don't have a GPS now, which it is what it is. We're going to make it orange instead of black because that's the way we do things. And now we can make enough money for a GPS. So I didn't actually think I was going to be able to get this in without doing a little bit of work, but I'm actually happy that we did. Yeah, I spent, we were just, hanging out, not doing anything yesterday. It was kind of a lazy day because it's getting really, really hot in California right now. And so we just kind of had a lazy day, and I just, I was playing a game. My kid was playing a game. My wife was playing a game. Like, we were all just playing games on our own machines. And I literally, my finger got so tired of holding down the pickaxe button that I had to keybind it to a keyboard key so that I could continue. So that'll kind of give you a sign of how tiring it was. Now, the other thing we unlocked. Now, I got rid of the solar panels. They weren't really doing what we needed. And the other reason we wanted to level up is because power is gated past your personal level. So we couldn't get solar panels or anything because it was bound behind a level. But now we can get wind turbines and coal and stuff like that. We actually want to use coal because we have enough coal here to run the factory. But we'll use wind for now and then upgrade to coal later. But we'll store the coal so we have plenty. For when we get to coal, we can have enough to feed the coal plant for forever. But since coal requires water, and that's a whole lot of like equipment that we have to buy, and we don't really even have a money source right now because all we have is coal and dirt. Like, we haven't even gotten to pay dirt yet. That's one thing I'm noticing so far about this map is it's kind of low on pay dirt. Like, you'd think that I would have hit pay dirt by now, but no. I mean, I'm happy that I hit this coal vein, but no pay dirt? Kind of crappy. But since this thing scoops 10,000 per minute or second or whatever, the buckets are a 10,000 bucket instead of a 6,000 bucket. We're gonna scoop just a little bit faster than the loader we were using before. It moves faster, yada yada yada. And I was thinking maybe if we can get into it, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. If we can get into it, maybe we can try different machinery that we never try. I was thinking because I'm digging against this wall, maybe like a front loading excavator or a drag line thing. I've never used one of those. I think it might be fun. The other thing is the reach of the buckets goes higher, so that the roof of our little thing will be higher. And I did take screenshots, by the way. I went into my old save and I took some screenshots of the factory that I built last time, which I actually liked. There's one part of it I want to update, but for the most part I liked it. It was just like this one, a coal-based factory. And it had all the stuff, and it was actually pretty compact. Hey Phil, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. As you see, we haven't gotten very far. We're still scooping dirt. I really want to get to something good. At least pay dirt. Gosh. Alright, let's get our GPS. Return. Sell. Okay, 17 grand. That should be enough to get GPS. Just barely. Oh, look, there's two spots that are open on the GPS. One's on the top and one's on the top. I wish there was like something on the bumper that was open for putting the GPS. That's kind of a bummer that it works that way, but it's okay. I won't complain too much. Too much. And the other thing to make this whole area work better, we'll have to start putting down some concrete. And I'm not afraid to buy the concrete. If I'm going to do the work to make money via, you know, processing ores, I'm fine buying concrete. I can also make it, obviously, but if I have to buy it, I'll buy it. I have no problem doing that. That wasn't a very good scoop. Now, the other thing we're not doing, and we probably should be doing, is paying off our loan. Oh, yeah, that would be super handy. I don't have two computers that can play the game, but I could see how that would be handy. I ran into this similar problem with another piece of software I use. I use a software called Obsidian for like saving notes, like a notepad. Mainly because it works in Markdown, and since I think in Markdown these days, it just made it easier to do formatting and lists and bullets and all kind of stuff using Markdown syntax. Anyways, Obsidian has a weird feature where you can sync your collection of notes across computers, which is good. But it doesn't sync like if you. But it has issues with iOS. And then another one, like I've also been using Claude Code from Anthropic, the AI thing for research and resumes and all that kind of stuff lately. And I found out that the iOS version of Claude, if you create a conversation on the iOS version of Claude, it doesn't sync to the PC. But if you create the conversation on the PC, it does sync. It's super weird. Like, why would you, like, restrict something from having to be copied over? It's just really annoying. Especially for something so modern like an AI tool. You know what I mean? Why is this? Oh, terraforming is locked. But I imagine cloud sync is probably something a lot of people are asking for. I would imagine that's the case. Just because, I mean, I use Steam Cloud Sync on everything. So let's see if we go. Let's get our view. Focus driver cam. I don't know. I don't know which one is the one I like. I don't remember anymore. Yeah, I don't know which one was the one I like. This one's okay. It could be zoomed in a little. Can I zoom it in? Oh, that's right. We still have to level our bucket. Let's level our bucket. Let's do it right there. Yoink. Huh. I don't know, this one's okay. I think this one's a little bit different. I think I used to use the focused follow cam. And this is like a focused driver cam. I don't know what that means. Now we're not getting anything spectacular, and our little process is not like really set up right now. But if I come in here, open the computer control panel, turn this on, when this turns on, there's two things to start. Turn this one on, and then turn that one on. And now this whole thing is running. You can see the green lights everywhere. Now, it's not actually processing anything other than dirt and coal. So like half this factory could technically be turned off right now because it's all just either going here or going in here. And I do want to get like a sluice box or whatever. But anyways, I'll show you guys the setup we had last time. I don't know if you remember. Here, let's get the setup. So this is the setup we had last time, right? And if you look, we had the inputs, and I did like the dual input. The dual input was nice. And then it raised up, and then it did the same thing where we're going into the splitter for the shaker screen for the coal was right here. It's hard to see because it's kind of overlapped with this weird, I don't know what this is, part of the drone. And then you can kind of see it here. We've got the shaker screen for the coal, then we've got the other screen here. And the other screen is running down into this, which goes into a lift right here, and then goes into the sluice box. Now, but the sluice box needs water for it to work properly. It works without water, but you need water. But I don't want to use a sluice box this time. I want to try to, because like basically after all this stuff's said and done, there is, where is it? Why is the drone thing in my way every time? That's so stupid. All of these screenshots are useless. Because like the drone camera is in the way of the camera shot. It's so dumb. Anyways, I want this sluice box to go on the backside and then merge with the line that's going to here to the froth floater, or merge. It's like merge with this line. So from the froth floater, you get some dirt. And you also get this thing that loops around here. The way this is set up is from the froth floater, it loops around and it merges here. This here where it merges is merging with the ores and whatnot from the shaker screen, right? And so I think I want to replicate that here, but I want the sluice box to merge with it too. So instead of using the sluice box, we're going to use the other one, which is the, I forget what it's called. Something like that. Boop, boop, boop. The wash plant. So the wash plant will actually, the output of the wash plant is the gold, diamond, ruby, silicon, and I want the gold and the silicon to merge with the gold and silicon for everything else, and then I want the diamond and ruby to get sorted out, right? Or just flow through the system and end up getting dumped into the storage at the end, right? I don't want to have 10,000 storages. But I want the gold, so I want to be able to do that here, use the wash plant instead. I don't know how to use the wash plant. I've never used it before. We're going to try. But in the meantime, actually, let's turn this off because we were looking at screenshots while this motor is running, and this motor takes a ton of fuel. But let's look here. Dirt doesn't sell for very much. Coal doesn't sell for very much. It would be really nice to get onto wind power. I keep turning the engine off like a split second after it turns on. Anyways, that's the plan for today. We're gonna keep digging in. Hopefully we hit pay dirt soon, because then it gives us a reason to add all the rest of the stuff to all the sorting facilities. Because without pay dirt, it kind of doesn't make sense to do anything. It's like, why are we even bothering if there's no pay dirt? And that's my plan. And part of the area we picked, part of the downside of this area is that it's dark. And that's one of the things that I really hope they add soon, which is floodlights. They have like the wall mounted lights, which are okay, I guess. But I want some like good floodlights. By the way, let's get out of here real quick and head down to this. Let's start the Watchtower quest, because there's some good experience points that come from the Watchtower quest. So let's start the Watchtower quest line. And I do like this menu, except it's just... So this menu, I think I mentioned it yesterday. This menu is good, but learn how to center text. Seriously. This text is not centered. It's not even centered if you don't count the left side of the icon. It's just not centered. Center the text in the button. And then these should be... Leave these here, and this text should be over right here. Like, it's not centered text. It bothers me. But that's only because I am a dork. We need a watchtower. Start buying and placing a wood workbench. Do you want to start the quest? Yes. So we're going to do this. We're going to go here. Take the wood workbench. I'm going to take the wood workbench down. And then we're going to place it down again to start the quest. Yay! Next step. Manufacture 65 wood beams. Okay. Put those there. Put those there. But since I already made the wood beams, it won't let me detect that I already made them, which is a bummer. So let's go cut some trees or something. Where are we going to go? Let's go up this way. Let's get stuff on the back side of this hill. Inventory, get our axe out. I didn't want to go that way. I want to take away the trees I can't see, so I'm not destroying what I'm looking at. Because I like the look of this area. This map looks really nice. What'd they say? 65 trees? 65 wood beams. Okay. So I need like probably 100. Actually, what's the next step in the quest? Wood planks and wood sheets. So I'm gonna need 30 and 80. So I'm gonna need a bunch. Let's cut some wood for a little while and we'll get that quest going. I don't own the land, okay? That's like the border of the land I don't own. I don't own that. Tree cutting is very precise. They want you to be right on the tree. With you. Boop, boop, boop. I don't own that land. I don't own that land either. I don't like the fact that I can't kill the scraggly trees. I think they grow. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they grow over time. Does anyone confirm that? Do the trees actually grow? Like, new trees will grow up even if you, like, clear cut an area. But you'll get new trees after a while, right? on all the forested areas. These little teeny things, they don't grow. Because if they do grow, then it might make sense to leave the smaller trees. I don't know. I can use the pickaxe on the ground to make these small stuff disappear. Okay, that's a good call. It's a good note. I do really like the randomness of these forests. I think Farm Sim could learn something about this. Too many of the forests and Farm Sim are just like rows of trees. That's not fun. All right, 120. I don't own this land. I'm actually running out of land. Does cutting down trees count as terraforming? Nope. I can cut down trees while it's saving. That's cool. That's good to know for the future. Whoop. That. If you get two trees close to each other, you can sometimes cut down two trees at once. They have to be pretty close. Like, see that? Two trees at once. I think though my favorite part, the favorite change that they made with this map is you have to own the land to work on it. Because I think it was just like there was no limit to how much money you could make by like just doing something as simple as cutting down trees. Like you just cut down trees forever on the any other map. But on this map it's like restricted. And I think that's a good thing. Because it makes you think about what you're doing and it makes you realize that there's a limit. And if you want to cut down more trees, you have to buy more land, which makes sense. And I'm wondering if they will like basically enable it so that like I'd love to be able to play one of the other maps, the starter maps. Like one thing I'd really love to do, maybe I'll submit this to the forums. Right, is number one, being able to sell land, especially if you haven't made any changes to it. If you haven't done anything to the land, you haven't terraformed it, you haven't done anything like this map, like I changed my starting location, like that, to me that makes sense. That's a feature that should be there. The other one is I'd like to be able to play the other maps this way, like where I go and I find an area and then I have to buy the land to be able to mess with it, right? That makes sense to me. And I think they should have that in all the maps. So that when you start with just two random plots of land that are next to each other. If you don't like those two, you can sell them before you do anything. If you start digging or cutting down trees, you can't do it anymore. I think that would be a cool feature. All right, we have 200 and some odd trees. I don't even know where my base is at this point. I'm like so lost. Is it this way? Yeah. Perfect. I shouldn't run with my axe in my hand, but I don't care. All right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna put the trees in here. We're gonna do 65 wood beams. That's just what we need, and then we'll let this thing make it. we'll go back to digging. So at least we're like getting something done in the meantime, right? While we're trying to find actual ore. We haven't found any ore yet, but flatten this land out. That's the other thing I'd love them to change, is that if you have an active quest, it shouldn't take up half your UI. Like, that big banner for the active quest is just too big. I really wish I could, like, I can control the UI, like the GPS thing. I really wish that could be at the bottom. I don't really like it at the top. But to be able to control where that stuff is or how big it is would be super handy. But I can get rid of all of it and just do this. Which gives you back the kind of raw, I'm digging a hole kind of feeling. We'll keep working on those quests to not only make money, but make some experience points. And then hopefully by the end of the stream, we can actually either finish off our production line here. That's the goal. And or get the watchtower quest done. That would be cool, right? Now I heard actually Model Houseman, if I don't know, Phil, if you've played this game at all, Model Houseman, I heard that the prices for like diamonds and rubies and stuff like that also changed. So even if we find the pay dirt, we're not going to make very much from it. Is that true? I mean, that's totally fine. I don't mind it. But is that true? Inquiring minds want to know. It would require actually finding pay dirt. I haven't found pay dirt yet. And if, well, actually I have. In the mine tunnels, I did find pay dirt. And blasted rock. And so everything we need for concrete and stuff like that is technically in the tunnels. But I don't like the tunnels. So we're going to continue here for now. Which I don't mind. I don't mind. I mean, we have to build it out. So like the best description I can have of this game, Phil, if you can't notice it already, is this game is how do I describe it? This game is kind of like, if you've played Farm Sim, obviously. This is like Terraform, like all the stuff from Terraform done right, and not like Terraform it takes a lot of setup to do. This just lets you do it. And it's focused on the digging and mining and that part of Terraform. You can manipulate the ground anywhere, which is the best part. And then if you combine that with like very basic production line customization, like you can see here on the right, and the ability to build that stuff, and it all snaps together, and each piece in the production line has a specific task, and you build your production line to do certain things and get certain outputs. So basic satisfactory-ish, or any other game's production lines, right? You take your ore in, and then you have to crush your ore up, and then you have to sort it out into different pieces, and then some of it has to be crushed even further. Other parts have to be refined using smelters and all that kind of stuff into ingots, and then you can take the ingots and make them into sheets and yada yada yada, right? And you can set up production lines for almost everything. There's a few things they haven't set up production lines for, like concrete, and I really hope they do soon. But overall, that's the general premise. And then the other thing that Farm Sim never got into is the really, really big equipment. So like I'm using, like, look at this thing, right? Right, I'm using this piece of machinery that's, 15 feet tall, right? Roughly. But if you go into the marketplace, right, we also have like big, huge excavators like this. We've got like the massive dump trucks that you see in like Australia and stuff like that. You've got roadwork stuff. You've got cable, all these kind of like cable excavators. And you've got even down to like baggers. You got these massive, huge like baggers that, like this thing doesn't even have a capacity, but it's just so gigantic, right? And so that's where the game gets to. This is level 65. It doesn't even tell you how much it costs. It's like millions of dollars, multiple millions of dollars. And so the scale of things in this game is, I personally think, way better than anything that could have ever been done before, right? It's just so cool. And then it also has like, and they only go into it a little bit, but the vehicle, let me get in my vehicle. It has wearable parts. So the wheels, like I can replace these wheels with wheels that have like chains on them. It also has wearable parts. So all of these parts are wear parts that wear down over time the longer you play, right? They're all down at 90% because I just bought the machine, right? But eventually, like the machine will stop working and I'll have to buy a new part. And then when I buy a new part, I can either replace it with the OEM version, or replace it with an upgraded version that'll last longer, etc., etc. It's a ton of fun. And it's also early access, so like they're still making it. Now, it's made by North Modding Company. Now, you guys probably, when as soon as I say that, you're like, oh, North Modding Company makes mods for Farm Sim too. And that's true. And so there is a bit of crossover in the vehicles and the mods that North Modding Company works on. North Modding Company has always been the type to try to bring excavators and stuff like that into Farm Sim. That's been their thing. And they've brought in wheel loaders and stuff like that, but most of them are dedicated towards Terraform. But this is their own game. And one of the cooler parts about it is this map actually is the first map by North Modding Company that has input and assets from Ola Haldor. So the maker of Renabu and other maps like I forget, New Horizons, New something, New Frontier, the first map that made it out for Farm Sim, Ola Haldor had a hand in this map, which is super cool. And I think that they're gonna, outside of the vehicle stuff, but from like the map, this map is night and day different from every other map in this game, and it shows, and I think it's awesome. And so they're doing it right, and they're making it so that, you know, they're adding the features we want, the game wants. They're really open and listening to the community, just like, you know, every small team, developer team with a dedicated community should be. And the cool thing is that the maps, because it's an open, essentially an open world, like this one, the only thing that's not open is you have to buy land, which is, I think, is a good addition. There's no limit to what you can do and what you can build. I've seen people build these massive factories that are the size of a town, or, you know, and I think that this one, now I've only been using loaders, but there's everything else. There's hundreds of vehicles, and they all work great. Most of them don't have any like major bugs in them. Some of them have little quirks here and there for people coming from Farm Sim, but they're also more realistic than Farm Sim vehicles. The suspension's done really well. The lighting is done really well. Like, I think they've done a really good job with this game. If you like this kind of thing, then I'd definitely go for it. It's cool. It is PC only, unfortunately. Hey, Rusty, I saw you come in. And that's what I was trying to get to. It is PC only, so unfortunately they don't have a console version yet. And I suspect, like a lot of indie small game companies, they will probably not do a console version right away until they get the main game kind of nailed down. Kind of like Satisfactory did. You know, Satisfactory was PC only for all the way through early access and development, while they were still adding features. And then once they got everything nailed down and they got their 1.0 release, then they went to add the console version. You know, and that's just how a lot of these game developers work and how they operate. Hey, Bruce, welcome in. Yeah, that's a good call. It is. Why did my vehicle turn off? Oh no. Fuel empty. Oh, that sucks. The fuel tank is too far away. I think I can buy fuel. I have negative money. Uh-oh. 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 Actually, no. Let's just take this. Return. Oh, we found pay dirt. Do you see that? We have pay dirt. We have a little bit of pay dirt. We're gonna sell this stuff so we make some money. We're gonna keep the pay dirt because, well, that's pay dirt. Okay. We got 50 grand. That's pretty good money. Oh, the loan money. Oh, I didn't. Thank you for noticing that, Model Houseman. I didn't think of that at all. I've never gotten loans in this thing, so I don't even know why or how that works. So what happened? Company debt, company account, loans, transfer. Okay, I have to pay this down. I have $1 million loan. Good Lord. All right. A purchase. can I put this in my vehicle somehow? How do you put fuel in your vehicle? Can be used to fuel generators. Okay, that doesn't help me at all. Let me think. Oh, I know what to do. I'm going to go to vehicles. I'm going to return to inventory. This is super cheaty, but whatever. And then I'm going to respawn it right here next to the fuel depot. While we're doing that, we're going to make wood planks. I need to make 80 wood planks. I don't have enough wood for 80 wood planks. I need 160 trees. And then we can come here, and since we're right next to the fuel thing. Are you serious? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm literally next to it. Freaking kidding me. Sorry folks that it's dark. Hold on, let me get my flashlight out. You kidding me? I'm literally next to... Like, I'm literally next to the fuel thing. Turn to inventory. Airdrop it. I love the airdrop logic here. Enter. Why can't I fuel up? What the hell? Why is the fuel station dumb? That's so weird. Alright, well, you know what? I'll start making the wood planks, and then I'm going to have to cut down more trees, but it's too dark to see the trees right now, so. We still need 80, so we're going to need another 45. We need more trees. There we go. Sorry, folks. Like, you couldn't see me at all for like a minute. And we have to deal in this game with running out of fuel. I think this vehicle just uses a lot more fuel than I was expecting. Oro's too busy talking. Telling you guys about this game, trying to sell it because, you know, that's important. Hard mode uses fuel cooker. Oh, that's what it is. I always play in hard mode, so I guess I'm just an idiot for not realizing. Please tell me we're at least getting pay dirt. I've tried some of the other vehicles, like the excavator and stuff like that. I'm just not a fan of them. I don't like the way that the mechanics work. But I'm willing to try. I want to try like the dragline ones. Those looks pretty cool. Once I get past all this dirt, it'll start getting into good stuff. But right now I'm just stuck on the dirt phase. This is always how it starts off. And I can't tell because it's still too dark. I think we're starting to get to pay dirt. The way this game works is basically there's normal land has 3 layers. It has a dirt layer, and then it has a pay dirt layer, and then once you get past the pay dirt, you get blasted rock or crushed rock. And then there's also a random chance to get stuff like iron or coal or other minerals randomly, right? And it's sort of random, but it's also like if we look at the map, see these dark spots? The dark spots from a map perspective designate where there's a rich deposit of something. You don't know what, but you have a rich deposit of something. And so I own all this land. So technically, if I was, after we build this little mini factory here, we might start going over like towards this big deposit, because this entire deposit should be ores. And we can go check and see, right? Just by walking over there. Getting out our pickaxe. We might as well actually get our axe. Inventory, we'll put it there. And start cutting out some trees while we're here. And then once it gets to be daytime, which it will be soon, and so I'm just going to cut down some trees until it gets to be daytime. I'll show you, because the ground actually here, where it's good ground, it actually shows up like the ground color is different. Like there's 2 different textures, one for regular grass and one for the pay dirt. Or not pay dirt, pay dirt is everywhere. The one that's not everywhere is the minerals. Okay, so let's clear that little area. Let's look on the map where we are. We're right in the middle of this thing, right? So if I take my pickaxe and I start digging down, right? And you can dig down anywhere on any land you own, right? Start digging down. We're just getting dirt right now. And once we get past the dirt layer, we should get to something. I can buy a bed to sleep through the night? What? I can? I didn't even know that. I just struggled through the night every time. What? Huh. really? Did I just skip to 2 days? I pressed E and nothing happened. I don't think really anything happened. Maybe it's morning. So if the dark texture still means that there's something good down there, we should hit something, whether it be ore or coal or whatever. I used the bed, I pressed E, nothing happened, so I don't know if I'm in the next day already and it just doesn't want to let me. And I got another level, so that's good. It's like Minecraft. I'm digging straight down. But it's all dirt so far. 200 pieces of dirt just from this little hole. Huh. Top right. What? Hit I and look top right. Oh, day 1x. Oh, they moved it. Oh, nighttime speed 30x, daytime speed 1x. Let's do that. Apparently it's 8:01 in the morning. That's cool. Thanks. Thanks, Monster Hamid. Oh, Waylon. Welcome in, Waylon. Now we're trying to prove a point, and I'm not sure if it's being proved, but we're in the middle of this dark area. Not in the middle, we're on the side of it. But if we are in this dark area, we should be able to see something if we dig down. But we're not getting anything. It's just dirt. So I'm kind of like, I said something was true and now it's not working, which is a little bit annoying. Yep. No, it's just a ton of dirt. Oh, here it is. Coal. Okay, so what's under this area? And you can kind of see it as we kind of dig out, right? So underneath this dark area over here, it's going to be one thing usually. Usually, it's not often that it's two, but apparently it's coal. So the thing we got under the layer is coal. So basically, if you look from the surface down a bit, and it starts being coal, right? So yeah, it used to be, the ore nodes used to be right on the surface, and now they're down some. So this is a coal node. So that means that if we look at our map, this whole thing right here is just a freaking lake of coal, right? And if we wanted to, check, go north, there's another area, right? Oh, we're already on it. Right here. Nope. So this area was coal. This one might not be coal, but let's check it and see what it is. It's always good to know. Right here. So we're just gonna dig right here, down a little bit, see what node is under this area, which is cool. And so we're just gonna dig down and see what's under here. In all honesty, Bruce, I think the other maps were not as they're good, but they're just like, they're basically sandboxes. This one, I think, is edging towards an actual game. The one thing I want to see them do with this map, though, and I know you guys only see my flashlight, but unfortunately that's all I see anyways. The one thing I want to see them do is for the quests. I want to have quests for the town. Like I want to have to deliver a certain amount of ore to one of the buildings, or we have to, instead of just placing a radio tower somewhere, I have to fix the power infrastructure at such and such a place, and it needs, you know, construction materials to do that, and I have to create those construction materials. Like, right, I want to see storyline level quests for this town. Like, one of the things about this town that I thought was kind of weird is that there's streetlights all over the town, but they don't work. So I'd love to see a quest where you fix the power infrastructure for the town to enable the streetlights, and then it'll be much better to drive around at night. And didn't wait, a model house might know. Wasn't there a high-powered flashlight at some point? I feel like there was, and I went to buy it and I couldn't find it because this little cone of light is just annoying. Well, they totally moved the ore nodes way down. Come on. Where's my ore node? It was a lantern. Is it any brighter than this? Actually, it might be a more area of effect lantern. I thought that was a high-powered flashlight. Equipment. Hand tools. Radio, light, power washer. No. Oh, they changed it? Okay. So I remember there was a high-powered flashlight that was stronger than this. I feel like I'm not doing anything because the flashlight. We haven't even hit pay dirt yet. Wow, this used to be a process like you could go around prospecting like really easily. Now there's a way to do prospecting without just doing this, which is kind of annoying and slow. Come on, just let me hit the ore so I can get out of here. Really? Seriously? I'm so deep that the sides are coming down. I'm like determined now. I'm super determined to figure this out. Why is this not like... Holy crap. Wow. Look how deep I am. I'm insanely deep. Like, they really changed it on this map, huh? I'm not even going to be able to climb out of this thing. I'm going to have to teleport out. Well, I guess this begs the answer. That you shouldn't do prospecting by hand anymore. Like before, you used to be able to use your pickaxe for like a minute or two, and it would work. But I think now you really have to use the excavator prospecting thing. Because I mean, we're so far down now that we can't even see the light up above. You know what I mean? All right, I'm giving up on that. That's just silly. That's just silly. That was insane. Like, now I have a big hole somewhere that I'm going to fall into. I know it. I'm totally going to fall into it. All right, let's get the trees that we need so that we can keep moving with the watchtower. $50, I don't know, let me go 100, I guess, because we still have to make the metal, the other things, the sheets. $80, almost there. I don't even know what the right number is, but I'm just getting a roughly 100. I wish it said I wish it said at the bottom it says to cut wood. I wish it said chop down tree. Cutting wood is a different task. I mean, semantics, but whatever. All right, there we go. We just heard this song. All right, let's get some wood planks going. We need 35 wood planks to continue on with our little quest that's going on here. Trying to do the quest so that we get some EXP. 35, enter, wood planks. There we go. You do that. So, dirt, coal. All right. We still don't have enough money to do anything. We need like $100,000 at least, right? To get a windmill to power our factory. And we don't have that much yet, so. And, you know, we could go to the other mine because there's better stuff at the other mine. But I want to get to the better stuff here. I wanted the factory to be here. One thing I like that they do in this game, I actually kind of like it, is they don't. How do I say this? The game doesn't like do specific quantities in the menu. It's just full or not full, right? Because everything can be overloaded. And I like that, actually. Unlike Farm Sim, where it's like, oh, you get X liters in your bucket. It makes it more, I don't know how to say it. I think it's more realistic, honestly, because, you know, what crane operator knows exactly how, I mean, they know how big their bucket is because they bought it, but they're not going to know how much is in their bucket, are they? Other than weight. They might know how much weight is in their bucket. And maybe that would be good to see. Is tons and not like measurement quantity. Hey, J Meister, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. Playing Out of War today on the new map. Quest completed. Sweet. We completed a quest. Alright. And we get EXP for completing quests, so it's helping us level. Alright. We now need wood sheets. 30 wood sheets, so 30, enter. Wood sheet. We don't need that anymore. We don't have enough for 30 wood sheets. We have enough for 16. Let's go get some more trees quick. Oh, we haven't used our skill points in a while. I noticed because I'm running slow. Skill tree. See 60 points available. Since we're getting into the sorting, let's do these two. Do that. And more rewards from quests. Kind of balance it out. Oh, that's cool. You see the mushrooms growing on the tree? That was cool. I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen it in real life, but I haven't seen it in a game before. Little note. What we should do is go back to our original land and cut down the forest there. Because we still have a ton of forest land back at our original site. The original job site. Maybe I'll do that off stream. Cut down a bunch of wood. Because this is oh so exciting. Thanks everyone for coming along. I know this isn't the normal stuff we do. I really enjoy this game. This game is probably one of my favorite games right now. It gives me the farm sim itch. Honestly, I think if they added some of the and then also once they open this up for mods, like maybe I'll see if I can make mods for this game. Like a lot of the stuff I've been thinking about, I wonder if some of those things are things that I could actually build. You know what I mean? Here we go. Actually, we don't want that. We want 15 wood sheets. All right, we're gonna have to manufacture wood sheets. And then what's next on the quest list? We're working on this. We did those. Build the watchtower. We're gonna have to craft the watchtower in the workbench. And the watchtower requires a ridiculous number of wood beams, a ridiculous number of wood planks, and a ridiculous number of wood sheets. So the wood sheets and beams and stuff that we built so far are nothing compared to what we actually need for the watchtower. So we're going to need a ton more wood. Let's try the bed thing. So if we go into inventory, oh, it's already 8 a.m. This map is dark. Is it just me? Or is it dark? Like it's 8 a.m. and it's very dark still. Like I have to run with my lights on almost all day. Now we have to build the watchtower and place it anywhere in the world. But the problem is, to build the watchtower, you have to build like 1 billion beams, which means we have to cut down like a couple thousand trees. So we're not going to do that now. We're going to try to hit pay dirt, damn it. At least let me hit pay dirt. Yeah, they definitely changed the regions of these things. Like, you used to be able to hit pay dirt within a few minutes. But, like, yes, there's coal on the surface. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy about that. But I should have hit pay dirt by now. This is ridiculous that I haven't hit it yet. I'm actually a little bit upset that I haven't hit pay dirt yet. But that is the new mechanic of the map, so I'll have to, you know, go with the map or whatever is set at. Why is my bucket still not leveled? Zero out my bucket. I'm stuck on a few voxels. Let's get those voxels out of the way. Those are super annoying. See, the dirt here looks like pay dirt. Wow. This is going to be a struggle. I think this map is going to be much more of a struggle. Like, we're seeing that a lot more of the map is... Why am my engine off? It's much more of a struggle than previous maps. Right? Where it's harder to generate stuff. It's harder to generate money. It's harder to... the digging is harder because everything is deeper. which is good actually. So I mean, in all honesty, like the regular maps without some of these decisions being made are very easy to play. You know what I mean? Like they're very easy to just make a ton of money really, really, really quickly. And there's no struggle. And in all honesty, I wonder actually, maybe if because I chose hardcore mode, that puts, like that sets a flag or something somewhere that puts the materials further down, right? If that is the case, that's freaking awesome. I wanted it to be hard, not a challenge. Like, yes, I'm level 29 already, but I only did that because I'm hand mining. But like the rest of the map is still a challenge. The quests are still a challenge. I don't know if the quests got scaled to make them harder. Like the watchtower seems like it has a ridiculous number of things that I need to make for it. And I'm looking at it a little bit here, and I might actually move the factory over to this side, right? And then leave this out to be able to, because we figured out, right? If we look at the map, we figured out that where I am, right, while there's some coal here, if I go this way, like I knock off this corner of the hill, it's all coal in that direction. So maybe it makes sense to actually build in that direction and have my factory in this direction. Like maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Because right now my factory is kind of in the way of going in that direction. If I wanted to go in that direction. Like the production lines themselves are actually kind of in the way. Seriously? Oh, that's why. Let's change the playlist. I was like, why is that song repeating? I've heard that song like 5 times now. And it turns out that I was using a playlist that only had 32 songs on it. We've been going for a while. How much is in this thing? Let's return it all. Let's sell it all. Still only 12 pay dirt. That's lame. Sell, sell, sell. We made 71 grand. Let's look at purchasing power. What do we have for power? We have unlocked almost everything now. That isn't even enough for the smallest wind turbine. We really want the big one, which is way more than we have. We're not making anything selling dirt. If we want to make real money, we should go. Let's spend a little bit of time in the tunnel. We'll try to do both, maybe. I don't know. I'm like drive. I don't like the fact the lights have to turn on and off the lights every time. Especially when I have them up on the ceiling. This is not as good of a loader. But I have access to iron and copper here. So I should be making more money for the same amount of effort. I basically took the end of this tunnel and I'm just digging it out into a cavern. Because that allows me to... Because you just don't have enough money to move, or room to move in a regular tunnel. And as long as we have light in here, it's not too bad, honestly. But I don't think I want to actually tunnel. Like, digging out caverns, I think is more my style. Digging out just a tunnel that keeps going deeper and deeper, I don't see the point. Once you find the stuff that you want, the blasted stone and the whatnot, then what's the reason of tunneling any further? Now I will put supporting stuff up, I promise. But here, I'm just like, this is constant money. And for that matter, why am I even bothering with the hopper? Couldn't I just put down a sell point? Does anyone know if you can put a sell point underneath a dump grate? You can, right? Let's try it. If I come in here and I change this and I get rid of that and I get rid of that. Now in that hole, can I put a sell point? Let's look at the ore price. I'm selling iron ore primarily. So iron ore is for this vendor is selling for $13.39. That's all right. No, $11.34. Everyone is selling for $11.34. Copper is down. Do anything have both iron and copper up? No. So it doesn't really matter which one I buy. They're all the same. Like the difference. Yeah, it's not really much. So anyways, sell. Sell point, whatever. I'm just using Bethlehem. So can I fit B grid build? No. Oh, it's not all of it. Okay, that's interesting. So if I do this, if you look, half of the sell point is the building, which I can't do anything with. And the other half is the grid. But I could put the grid, but it doesn't line up with the... Okay. See, then it has this new sign. And the sign makes it not really fit with... Right? B snap. What if I do that? Okay. But now my dump point is only this little space on the end. Instead of being the whole area. So I mean that kind of works. What happened? I run out of fuel? I don't know, let's try. So now I'm selling directly into the sell point, but the area in which I can dump is much smaller. And it's got stuff sticking up. Not sure if I like that. I don't think I like that at all. No, let's just use the hopper. Because the hopper works, and we know the hopper works. And we could actually use 2 hoppers if we wanted to. We ran out of power though. Let's sell what we can. Sell. See, I just sold iron ore from just like 10 minutes and I got 170 grand. Right? So making money here. If I need to make money, making money down here is way better. Versus the other one where I'm not making it anything because it's all dirt. Okay, this, we're going to move that. We're going to move that. We're going to put the thing up here. The generator. Power generator. Be... Put it there against the wall. E. Fuel. We're going to have to buy some more fuel. Generator fuel or regular fuel. I don't know why there's 2 different types of barrels. Generator fuel and regular fuel. That doesn't make a sense to me. Why is there 2 different types of fuel? It don't make sense. Purchase. Okay. And then we're going to go here. P. I think there's a distance these can be apart. I don't know what that distance is. So I'm just going to guess. Power. Okay. Need more power cables. Okay. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, if I turn this on, E to toggle the light. That one's connected. That one's connected. That one's connected. That's connected. Nice. That's connected. All right. We have solved the lighting problem. Iron sells for good money. Copper sells for good money. So I'm gonna maybe do some, whoop, sorry. Maybe do some quests while we're here. Trying to refuel. I mean, this is like a money hole, right? It's just like this massive iron thing. And it would be silly of me not to take advantage of it. Right? All right, so we've been made a ton of money now. So in here, yeah, I mean, there's other good ways to make money. Like I could take that coal thing we did and build an oil platform to make $1 billion right away. I'm sure you guys have seen the oil hack. But this is good money right away, starting, even though I don't like working in here, and even though it takes extra effort, such as running these power cables and having a generator running inside of a mine for electricity. At least I can make some money quick, right? Part of the reason that I went this way and decided to move the generator is so that I can start getting the copper. That's right there. Because copper is very just as, if not more profitable. If we look at our prices, for this is the one we're selling at. Copper ore sells for 13, where iron is selling for 9. Oh, look, we're starting to see some price fluctuations. See that? Where I've sold a ton of iron and now the price is dropping, right? Because it doesn't want iron ore anymore. So I could sell it if I want, but it's basically saying, no, we don't want that. Huh. So I wonder if that means that, like, playing this map before I sell stuff, like, as I can't just constantly sell. I have to actually watch the market. to see what's selling good now, and then sell a bunch of that stuff, and then wait for the market to come back up. That's a cool mechanic. It's not just sell everything all the time and just make tons of money forever. It's, you kind of have to watch the market to do it. Well, let's see if we can crash the market. I mean, that's the next step, right? Can you crash the market? Like, can overselling something cause the market to crash? And then at that point, do you focus your mining efforts on whatever's selling good at that moment? Right? That could very well be a case. Well, let's check it out. All right, so we have this. Let's open the control panel. Return. It's going to be almost all iron ore, right? And so if we look at the market, look at the ore price right now, and these are pretty standard across all of the different places. There's only a few, like Bethlehem Steel pays a priority a little bit higher for iron, but I can't say who I'm selling to when I'm selling inside the menu. But whatever. Anyways, so right now the market is down 14% for iron ore, right? So I go here and sell all this iron ore. Then we go back to the market. Now the market's down 32%. Oh, crazy. So I just made a bunch of money selling iron, but right now it's basically saying iron sucks. Iron is bad right now. We need to wait for iron to come back up. So now we should focus on something else. Like copper is only like 3% down. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's supply and demand. Well, that's cool. I love that they've added that. Honestly, I'm not complaining at all. I think that's great. Some actual supply and demand in this game. That's cool. And so unlike Farm Sim where it's just seasonal supply and demand, this is actually like you can crash, like I just crashed the market essentially on iron. And I'm going to have to wait until the market comes back up to sell my iron next time. So in the meantime, if I come in here and focus on this copper here, now though I'll just leave the iron alone and then wait until it's a good time to sell it. Now the question is the only part that I don't understand, and this is part of the process here with all the conveyor belts and all the things you can do in this game, is also making ingots and using the smelter to make ingots. But there doesn't appear to be ingot prices. There appears to only be ore prices from a supply and demand standpoint. So if I go through the extra process and extra work to build something, well, does that mean so if I'm converting stuff into ingots and I'm doing the smelting and whatnot, does that mean that it's the same sell price? It's got to be worth more, right? I've never seen such a big copper vein anywhere. Like, I would assume the ingots would be worth more, but I don't actually know. And then the other question is, what does it take to actually crash the market? Like, if I sell, you know, 10,000 units of ore, how much does that bring the market down? Right? I really don't know. Like, we're getting massive quantities of copper here. But just the ore. We're not processing ingots yet. We could. Just takes forever. I wish you could install ceiling lights. Alright, okay, so let's check. Do we have $9.99 of copper here? We have fast forward that track kind of thing. So we've got 3,000, basically 3,600 units of copper, right? So if we have 3,600 units of copper, and let's look at the ore price. So look at ore. Copper ore is only down. It's up 7%. So copper is up 7% right now. All right. And if I go in and I sell copper, I'm selling 3,600. I made some money on it. Go back to the ore price. Copper is now down 5%. Oh. So it looks like around 5,000 units will bring it down. Huh. Okay. That's fair. I mean, that's, you know, that's something. Well, okay. Even though I'm getting iron here, I probably should just kind of hold off on the iron. We should set up a, we should either set up an oil producing plant to produce barrels of oil to power the generators, or we should, which I think is probably going to be something I do. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. So this mine needs oil for the generators. I don't want to have to run cables all the way down from the surface. So what we need is a supply of fuel. Now we're not gonna, I'll probably put the caveat that we won't sell fuel, because selling fuel just gets silly in this game. You can make billions of dollars in like 5 minutes. But let's go do that right now. Actually, let's go do that right now. So we have plenty of money, or hopefully we have enough money to build an oil processing plant. Okay, let's turn that vehicle off. Let's head up here and turn our generator off for our little cavern here. Off. Okay. Let's go on the map. We're going to go to drive this one. And I'm going to... Let's do this. I'm going to hope... Let's see. What do we need to buy? Let's buy the stuff first. All right. So if you go to power, pipeline, production, we would need an oil pump, an oil refinery, and a liquid tank. Those 3 things. We also need solar to power it. Actually, we could use a generator to power it, but so we just spent a ton of money, but I'll show you why. Okay. I'm hoping this coal deposit goes into that hillside a little bit, and you'll see why in a second. So in this game, if I remember correctly, unless they've changed it, again, they might have changed it. To pump oil, you need to place the oil pump on a coal node. Right? You can't just place it anywhere. It has to be on a coal node. So you need a flat area that has a coal node, which is what I'm creating right now. Now I think I'm definitely going to move my factory to the other side, but this kind of has to be right here, wherever there's coal. Boop, boop, boop. See if I can do this. Okay. That should be enough. We're going to destroy this. And we're going to pickaxe this little corner. Because I want it angled. Pay dirt. Look at that. Finally. Not where I want it, but whatever. Like that, the really light color one there is pay dirt. I don't know what I'm listening to right now. All right. So the oil pump, which is right here. Pump will work if placed here. So we push this up against the hill like this. Like that. Okay, so now we have an oil pump on this surface. And then... Sorry, I have to change that song. Oil refinery, liquid tank. We need a power input. Straight. Power input 1x speed. We'll do, yeah, let's just do 1x speed because this gets silly. Okay, we do that. And we put the refinery on there, and we put the liquid tank on the back. Right? Boop, boop, boop. And this is your oil refinery. That's all you need. And then over here, right here, you put your power input. Now we'll find another place to put this later on. But for now, we'll use this to run our generators. Boop. Like that. So that's our power input. Yay. And then... let's get power. And let's get the small wind turbine. Almost enough. Sell dirt. Pay dirt. Is that enough? Cool. Power. 83,473. I have 83,180. Okay. It's not enough. Return. Coal, dirt. Selling coal and dirt. Power. That. And then that. Okay. Come on. I can't see what I'm doing here. F2. Can I move this up and down? No. I wish I could move it down. Like, so it's not floating, you know what I mean? And then we need... I think we were going to need a power pylon, but I'm not sure, so I got one anyways. Is this too far? Yep, that's what I thought. Really? Power pylons are finicky. Honestly, I wish they would like tell you and allow you to build them easier. You just have to guess if you're going too far or not far enough. Seriously? That's not too far. It's one of the things in this game I don't like. Okay, going from here to here. Thank you. Here. Probably can't go to here anymore because stupid. So I need another power pylon. Okay. Connect from here to here. Green. Green is good. Green is good there. Green is good there. We have to turn the wind tunnel on. It's on. It's generating power. Nothing's using it, so it's just sitting there. E on. So this thing uses 255 kilowatts of power. And basically, it's pumping up oil from the coal. And then this is converting crude oil into oil. And then I believe the oil can be used to power the generators. Now let's make sure. And then the generator back. I'll put this generator right here. Power cable from the generator to there. And then can I add this oil directly here? No, I can't. Oh. There's got to be a way. That's what I was like hoping would happen. Power pipeline. Production. Crude oil goes in. Do I need a second oil refinery? Crude oil to oil and then oil to fuel? I might need a second refinery. We don't have enough for a second refinery, I'm sure. Let's see. This creates oil really fast, and I think if I remember correctly, oil is just, it sells for a lot. So I think we need a second refinery because this is doing crude oil to oil, and we want it to do oil to generator fuel or fuel. Either one doesn't matter. So we need another refinery. How much is a refinery? Production oil refinery. 108 grand. Oh, okay, so we're not getting that anytime soon. Oh yeah, I'm gonna run a oil power plant. Yes, I am. Right now, for now, I want to create fuel for the mine generators. And then once I have enough stored up, we're going to run, this whole area is going to be run with a coal power plant. And we have to figure out the water and all that kind of stuff. It's going to take a lot to build it, but we definitely want to run this whole thing off of a coal power plant. This is just temporary. This part right here is temporary, but I've never tried to create fuel from crude oil, so I didn't realize you needed a second one of these. But since we don't have anywhere near enough money, we're kind of poop out of luck. Now, how close am I to to the edge of our like property, right? Like, where's our property? Okay. So where I have the windmill is actually still in our property. And this whole hillside is still on our property. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So this whole hillside, I can do anything I want with this hillside, and it stops somewhere in here. So if I'm tunneling in, I'm either gonna have to buy this piece of land or whatnot. But this whole, I think I want to move this whole factory over here, and I might kind of square off this area to allow that to happen. That way our whole process can be over here. I think that's going to be my goal. I might set some of that up over the next couple hours offline. But let's just sell some enough oil to make, I mean, 326 and sell, I'm making like $5,000 every 2 minutes from just selling oil. I think that's worthwhile to be able to buy another oil power plant. The crazy thing is that you can take this, as long as you have the inputs, you could put in a 2x thing on here. Power 3x. I don't have enough for either of those. But you put 3x on here and it'll produce oil like you wouldn't believe. But I'm gonna do that, and then this whole area is going pretty well. I think what I might do is like dig into this hillside a bit, just get rid of all this dirt. I'll probably do that off stream. And then I'm going to move my production factory over here. I'll still have the hoppers somewhere in this general area to make them easier to access, but I'll build the production factory in this area over here. That way I can also dig into this hillside over here. And that'll allow me to scale. And if I really need to scale, I can always take this entire hillside off and flatten out that direction, east direction, if I need more space going that way. But yeah, this is an awesome coal node. And so I'm definitely going to be running a coal power plant here. And then not only do I have this coal node, but I also have the coal node over the hill slightly. That's another coal node. So it makes sense to use those coal nodes and run a coal power plant. That oil derrick thing is just to support the mining process, where the iron is. Actually, I'm going to look at the ore prices and see if iron has come back up yet. Let's look at that. Is it every day? I'm curious. See, iron was down 25%. And so I'm wondering if at the end of the day, because it's nighttime, will it go back up? So let's go over here. And place our bed just for fun. I've never done the sleep through night thing, so let's try that. And then press E to skip to the next day. That costs money? What in the hell? Holy crap. I'm never doing that again. Or is that my loan? Okay, I was gonna say, it costs money to sleep? That sucks. But it's just my loan. Okay. I was like, what the hell? I don't want to have to pay money to sleep. Yes, just the loan. Just the loan. Thanks, Model Houseman. I was like, what the hell? That's messed up. Poop. Sell. Or. Oh, see, it does list everything. But it only lists the ore. It doesn't list, like, oil and stuff. It's okay. As if I sell... Yeah. We spent all our money that we made at the other place. Looks like there's pay dirt over here. This is our first look at pay dirt. Everything else has been gross. Well, if I need money, I should be going back to the mine, honestly. Because this is just clearing land at this point. And I can clear land over here, too. I probably should. Oh my gosh, there's coal over here, too. All right, well. I like how it says lack of funds, but it still let me fuel up. It looks like this is a big, this whole area is just a big coal node. Or there's multiple coal nodes. Alright, well, I got my work cut out for me. I'm gonna go clear some dirt. And move the factory. That's what I'm gonna do. This whole area is like pretty rich with coal. So I'm gonna work on that. I'll have to get another hopper over here. Alright. Oh, we've been going for a while now. I'm probably going to take a break and, see? Sell some oil. We're not even up to enough right yet. So this runs pretty slowly, but I can speed it up, obviously. And then we'll build this out. And then hopefully, I think I'm going to put my factory in this general vicinity. Going from this way to that way. And we'll go from there. So I got some digging to do, some clearing out to do, and making some money. So I'll work on that off stream, and then maybe we'll come back to this next weekend. I want to say a super thank you for everyone for being here. Thank you for coming along. I hope everyone has a really awesome rest of your weekend. And we'll keep going from there. I'm actually really enjoying this map. I'm enjoying the extra things to worry about, like the loans and the price rates and stuff like that. I don't think that they've really fully built out this multiple sell point places. Like, I don't think they've really built this stuff out very well, because the prices don't change almost at all. They're just all the same. So I think more variation between the different companies would make a lot more sense. But you know, we'll build it out and we'll see what's going on, and we'll continue on from there. I want to say thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining this interesting adventure, and catch everyone next time. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to check me up on Discord, and a special thank you to all our AI members. You make this channel great. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will remember to hit the end broadcast button today. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.